Alright, guys. Took me a second to get everything set up on the laptop. Chat is live, so anybody coming in, feel free to chat away. We're going to be starting tonight on Drumard Farm. I have put a lot of hours into playing this on my personal account. Um, I have got it is a cattle farm, and I have run it as such on my personal account to the point where I've decided, you know what? It took me so many hours to develop a strategy or a style of gameplay on this map. It is a small map, but for the size of the map, there is so much that can be done. So I've always enjoyed playing it. Uh, Big props to the modder. I cannot pronounce it. It is in the description of the playlist, though. Um, so if y'all can search him out and give him some love, I'd appreciate that. Really like it. And with no further ado, we're going in. This is a reboot, fresh in. Um, so come in here and make sure settings transferred. Yeah, you saw that, right? We're on multiplayer, so we will not have gold nuggets. Um, put it on the multiplayer servers just for that reason. Let's get the nuggets out of the way. They're not a temptation. Uh, on this map, there's no need for nuggets. Really isn't. Automatic start off, stop and go breaking off, everything else off, withering off. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I did set it up and then saved it and came back out. Okay, I lied. Anyway, I love that we start off with a great deal of equipment. Everything on here is, exactly what you need to start off with. The only thing I can remember needing, not really a need, but to me it was I'd love to have it starting off. Nobody ever starts you off with the butterfly moors. Um, but you do start off with a whole lot of equipment. Everything is brand spanking new, so you don't have no gigantic maintenance bill. You're not showing in the red. That's always a plus. That's one of the things I've really loved about this map. So let's get in. Fresh go. I assume everybody knows the equipment that's on this map. Like I said, if it's been out for a while, nothing new to see here. It's just I enjoy playing it on my personal account, and I figure if I'm going to spend that many hours playing it and I'm trying to get this channel off the ground, why not bring the map you play the most to the channel? And it's going to be a long, drawn out starting process. There'll probably be nobody that'll sit and watch me do this. But hey, it's just the way from the time I've logged on this map, this is what I do. You put a lot of hours into playing a map, and then you get to thinking back after you put 40, 50 hours in on one map. You sort of reflect back and you think, if I was to do anything different, what would I have done different? So that's what this is. This is going to be a reboot for me on Drumard. And I'm probably not saying that right. It's probably pronounced differently since it's an Irish map. It may be Drumard, might be Drumard. Not really sure. Y'all have to excuse me. I just got in from work, so I'm still swinging my tractor out wide just like it's a big truck. Oh. hope everybody, I hope the broadcast finds everybody feeling good tonight. Ooh, glancing at chat instead of watching the road. Texting and driving. It's a dangerous combination. So yeah, the only piece of equipment that you don't start the map with, like I said, you hardly start any other maps with it either. But since we're going to be running this primarily as a cattle farm, I want those butterfly mowers as quickly as possible. And the beauty of playing on normal is that we are, oh dear God, chickens. We'll start off with a little bit over here in our silos. So step one is trying to raise that 42,000 so that we can get those Nova Cats. If we're going to be cutting grass, we don't want to be doing it all day. We want to get it done quickly. You know, quickly ain't always an issue with me, but hey, it's a whole lot better to do a real wide swath through a field than it is to do it 3 meters at a time, especially if you got the equipment to do it. I believe, let's check prices first. Yeah, soybeans right now are the top. So we'll grab our soybeans. Don't have many, but every little bit will help. I don't believe we're probably going to hit the 42 mark, selling everything in the silo. But like I said, this is a reboot. So instead of trying to farm the land and raise that 42, I've decided to go a different route. I didn't do this last time. From the looks of what was in the silo, I doubt we're going to hit that 42 grand mark. Excuse me. 42,000 euros. Guess it'd still be 42 grand. A grand is a grand, right? Gotta get up a little bit of steam for this hill. I love this hill too. I think that's the reason why I play this map so much. Yeah, 25 kilometers an hour. That seems about right. Those cars aren't moving much faster than that, if they're moving that fast. We'll set that as our road speed limit. It's not very realistic to be flying down through here. This thing probably tops out at like 40 something kilometers an hour. That's just, nah, it's not gonna work. If you've seen any of my other live streams, that's the thing that I do that just, I can't tell you how many people I usually see in chat just gripe at me. Why do you go so slow? Why do you go so slow? Well, if you've ever drove a tractor through a field, oh, where am I going? That was a duh moment. If you ever drove a tractor through a field, you understand. You don't go just zooming around. It's very discomforting, I guess you would say. Hey, how you doing? I hate that they yell at you when you drive by them. It's almost rude. Yeah. Hello to you too. People are so talkative on the maps. Alright, what am I looking for? Cell point 1 or 2? 2. If I remember right, 2 is on this side. Yeah. La 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 la. Very little. That ain't too bad. 11 grand for a little over 4,000 liters. Not too bad. Wished it would have been a whole lot better, but we'll take every little bit. I'm already speeding back here. Yeah, I know there's no traffic, but there's a yield sign there. I'm sorry. Yeah. How you doing? I'm a stickler for my signs. It's part of the realism. We got anybody out there in chat? I'm dying to see if my chat's working tonight. I took the time to actually set it up. Don't know if I did it properly or not, but hey, you know, things happen. I can make that. And again, breaking my own speed limit. I know this is supposed to be the Irish countryside, but I'm going to tell you that I live in a small town in the southern United States, and either we could be Ireland or Ireland could be us. Little 2-lane county roads, dirt tracks going out into fields, graveled driveways. I mean, you could be why I've put so many hours in on this map. It's just the lay of the land. I don't pay much attention to the things like the houses on the maps and whatnot, you know. I guess if I really checked them out real close, maybe I'd see differences there. I'm not killing chickens. Go away, chickens. I guess we ain't got nobody in chat yet tonight. Let's see, what's our next highest payout? Well, not the grandest, but I guess it's sunflowers. We'll do sunflowers and then canola. Barley's over 1,000. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the barley. Simply because I'm scared it's going to drop. Nah, I'll take sunflowers. $76.34. At over $2,000 a pop. 14 and a half, maybe 15 grand. We might hit the 42. And if so, I'd feel like an idiot the first time I played through this, because, like I said, I ran the arable part to get my butterflies, and it took a little while. It wasn't all that bad. Had to harvest the fields, plant a few, and do another harvest and have it that way, but would have been a whole lot simpler just to come over here, sell off stuff in the silo. I guess that's why we play the game, ain't it? It's to learn and teach ourselves, hey, we could have done it easier if we'd have done this. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Hey, look at there, the Fent knew it could. We will most likely be changing all of this equipment as I play through this map. But I decided, you know, it's what you start with. Let's start with it. That was another idea. That's part of some of the things I did when I first started playing this map. I got rid of the JCB right off the bat. Didn't do it this time. But as small as a map this is, I knew there ain't no reason to have a fast track on here running around. Well under the limit. Good deal. 50-kilometer speed limit on this little road, but I don't think I'm going to try to push it up that fast. Now, I'm just assuming, this being like a little, village square here, I'm assuming that this side is one way down, even though that little Blazer Bronco, well, that's a white Bronco. Wonder if Cato lives there. Oh, well, anyway, I'm just assuming that this side of this church is one way this way, and that the other side would be one way the other way. Though the parked vehicles do sort of suggest that. Notice that vehicle is parked going that way. The one over there in the corner is parked going that way, but that over there would have to be a two-way, because, oh well, that's just thinking out loud. Doesn't matter, does it? The ramblings of a lunatic. The roughness of that cell point grate. I love it. The only thing that's missing is the of the tires running across it. Yep, a little over 16, and that puts us at our 42 plus. Good deal. Now, I know that some of these Fents have reverse driving. This one does not. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. It'll take a little longer. It'll be okay. few musings. Now, I know this is not going to be practical, and there's probably going to be people, as soon as I do this, they're going to be screaming at their screens. What are you doing? Don't do this. This is not very realistic. Yes, this is going to be realistic. As a farmer, in a tractor that has front linkage that is right here at his dealer, it just makes sense to stop by and visit the boys here at the shop and go ahead and buy our Nova Cats. Oh Lord, now we've only got 5,000. Oh, we're broke. We're a whole lot poorer than what we started off. Now see, we got the linkage here. We're gonna offset the weight because we got a trailer on the back. Now let's take a look. I think we're gonna hook from this side. Yeah. Well, let's see. Yeah, we'll hook from the back side. See? Told you. Weight offsets fine while we're hauling that trailer. So we can transport this back with us while we got our trailer. Now, when we get to the arable farm, when we get to the arable farm, we will do a swap because I don't have a weight with me. And although the front mowers by themselves might ride okay on the front without having a weight on the back, I know if you tried to put all three mowers, all three decks, both mowers combined on the front, yeah, the rear wheels they'd leave the ground. So, just for the sake of looking safer, yeah, we'll do a swap over at the arable farm. And then we'll haul these back with us to the cattle side or the main farmyard, whichever you might want to refer to it as, on the back. There you go. Move along, chickens. Gonna end up making pies. Silly chickens. Oh, oh there, Fent. I'm going to have to do something about my chat window. I got to figure out a way to enlarge it. The writing for my chat is so small. That is so sad. Let me try this. Hey, looky there. I learned something new. Now I can read it. Let's see. We'll keep these from flipping over. Let's put them on level ground. There we go. Now we'll back this back up in here where we got it from. Yeah, that's a better angle. That's good. And I promise, guys, I don't stay in first person much, but when all you're doing is transporting a few things around, hey, take advantage of it. Get in that tractor. See what components of the dash are actually working. So far, it looks like we got the tack works, the speedometer works. And looks like everything else may be for looks. But that's okay. It all looks good. Move, chickens. Pesky creatures. Chickens are just, oh, they're so foul. Yeah, pun intended. So, we'll head back over to the main yard. And we'll start our first cut. I don't know if anybody else ever noticed this on this map, but as many times as I've played it, the grass seems to grow very fast on this map. And that's set on all normal growth. The grass just seems to sprout up real quick. And what I'm going to do will not probably make sense to a whole lot of people. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here. As everybody that's ever played this map knows, all the grass fields do not have to be bought in order to cut them. You can cut them, you can harvest the cut grass, you can turn it to hay, you can, grass unto your heart's content without purchasing the grass fields, which is fine. If you decide you would rather plow those fields, you'll have to own them. That's a given. Like that one. Nice size grass field. That's the one I believe that the stars and stripes are in. Let's see if we can get a view without going out there. It's not going to draw from this distance. It won't hurt. We can ride out there. We'll ride out there. I'm sure everybody's seen it, but hey, it ain't like I'm ever in a hurry anyway. I've always got a little extra minute or two for sightseeing. And I appreciate that high fent, I really do, because a while ago I wasn't sure if my chat was even working. Yep, this is the field with the stars and stripes in it. And like I said earlier, you know, this is supposed to be an Irish map, but it reminds me so much of the small community that I live in that I believe that's why I've spent so much time on this map. So to me, stars and stripes on the map make perfect sense. Hello, Nikki. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. Okay. Everybody that's here right this moment, you will hear the only negative thing that you'll ever hear me say about this map. And it's just a personal preference. I hate automatic gates. It's the only thing bad about this map. Okay, now we can move on. It's the only little bit of negativity I got. Other than that, everything is, you know, just awesome on here. But, you know, everybody has their little secrets, and that's my little secret on this map. I cherish it. I cherish every little bit of this map except for the automated gates. I don't care for them. Yes, I would rather have to get out of my tractor and go and actually open the gate. Or just not have a gate there at all. No, technically I'd rather have the gate there. I'd rather get out and open it, but, you know, I deal with it. Especially the gates to the fields, because now the gate is open. You know, thank goodness it doesn't have a collision. If it had a collision, every time you come around while cutting this field, bang into the gate. But, you know, it is what it is. Yes, I'm impatient. Unfold. Now we'll go out. Hope the volume isn't too loud for any of y'all. Hey Brooklyn, welcome to the stream. Or the channel, whichever the case may be. I don't have a whole lot of subscribers on my YouTube channel, so usually I think of everybody as first timers in. No big deal. Now wherever I see grass, I'm gonna cut it. Love, 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 love your voice. Appreciate that, I guess. As long as that wasn't sarcasm, I guess I appreciate it. I don't know. I've been told I have the southern accent down. Southern United States. Yes, sir. Or madam, whichever the case may be, there too. Am from the South, born and raised. I'm just a little small town country hick. NC, oh, okay, North Carolina. No, that North Carolina's too far north for me. It still gets too cold up that way. I'm from down in Alabama. Gonna try to cut all the grass I can. We're gonna turn it all into chaff. Uh-oh, I lost my chat. What happened? No doubt. Okay, yeah, I see you. What do I do for a living? Some people would say very little. No, really, I just got in from work not too long ago. I've been gone away from home for the last 4 days. Got in a couple hours ago and decided, you know what? Gonna reboot Drumard here and put it up on the tube. That is a big 10-4. I transport automobile parts. Hondas have to be built and Nissans have to be built, and I have to get those parts where they gotta go. One of the easiest jobs on the planet. Drive. Well, you can tell I'm not very professional at doing this either. I miss little spots, I don't care. I've done cut the grass on this map so many times that I understand those little spots are just not gonna really matter. No, well, I appreciate that. Well, every truck driver is just out there trying to earn a living. But there is an old saying, if you got it, we brought it. A lot of people don't think about it, but there's not much of anything now that's delivered by wagon. The majority of things can no longer be delivered by rail. Last time I went to Walmart, you know, that they don't have a railroad running right through Walmart. Yeah, but the transportation industry, buddy, we move. I guess normally I would say we move America, but if you stop and look at the grander picture, we move everything. Well, I can't take credit for that, but yes, as a whole, I'll agree with you. There were many years where I didn't do Christmas with the family, and all those major holidays, they were missed. But you know, it's a profession like every other. You know, you put your time in, then you can make up your own meal ticket. Here it is, it's Thursday night. My week's done. I'm over all of that. I've got 17 years of driving under the belt. I haven't worked a Christmas in quite a while, or a Thanksgiving, or an Easter. Now I do work the minor holidays, Labor Day, Memorial Day, any holiday that involves a barbecue grill. Yeah, I have to work those. I don't get those days off because it's not a major holiday to me. But I've gotten now to where I take my major holidays. But other than that, yeah, as a whole, you're absolutely right. A lot of drivers, they don't get the family time like that. Their sacrifices are made not only by the drivers, but by the families themselves, you know. I'm not really a cold beer drinker. Nothing wrong with it. I just never acquired the taste. I'm more of a light Scotch or a white Russian type guy. I know that that totally shatters all of my redneck cred when I say that I just never acquired the taste for a beer. I will. I can date myself. I will do the one Scotch and one bourbon. But at the age I am now, to be honest with you there, Brooklyn, to me, a nice tall glass of sweet tea and a little farming sim goes a long way to unwinding at the end of the week. Oh yes, there is no other tea but sweet. It goes good with everything from barbecue to macaroni and cheese. So where do I eat? Not very many truck stops. Um, Contrary to popular folklore, truck stops have gotten to where they are not the greatest places to eat. Used to be, you see trucks parked at a restaurant, then that was the place to be. There was always good food there. I hunt and peck. Nothing big where the name would be recognizable. I find a lot of little small moms and pops restaurants. Uh, you can always tell if a truck's been around there, either by a pull off on the side of the road close to the restaurant, or maybe they have a gravel parking lot to one side or round back. But a lot of mom and pop establishments, you can go in and get a decent cooked meal, almost similar to something you'd get at home. But I'm a one meal a day type of person. As long as I get my middle of the morning breakfast, I'm good to go the rest of the day. So anywhere that can cook up some good fried eggs, a couple of slices of bacon, maybe a biscuit, I'm good. Now that's one thing it does have to require though. There must be a biscuit, an American biscuit. We're not talking about tea and crumpets. A good American biscuit. I don't want toast. I don't want a bagel. I'm sure bagels are fine. It's not my cup of tea. Yes, exactly. Biscuit. On the rare occasions, I will not throw a fit. I will not cause a scene. If I know this is going to sound scandalous, but if it's what us Southerners call a wop biscuit, y'all prefer to call, everybody else prefers to call them Pillsbury Doughboy biscuits. We call them wop biscuits because you whop them on the counter to make them pop open. Yeah, so I will accept a wop biscuit on occasion without much of a fit, but I would rather have a homemade one. And gravy is always optional. I hate people that don't know that gravy is also a breakfast item. And again, I will ruin my redneck credentials, but not much for grits. They're okay. To me, grits is a cereal. I don't need grits to go with my eggs and things, but if I'm up and gonna have a quick morning, a bowl of grits would be alright. Quick grab it and go type of thing. Yes, a good ripened tomato, couple of slices of Wonder Bread, and you gotta have mayo. That is a great southern dish also. I believe I had an uncle growing up that survived on tomato sandwiches alone. I have a theory as to why tomato sandwiches are so popular in the South. I can't speak to all other parts of the country. Yes, he was skinny. And I can't speak to all other parts of the country, but in the South, something I have noticed is everyone down here can raise tomatoes. If you plant 3 plants, 3 tomato plants will grow, and all of them will produce tomatoes. You would have to stand out there on top of them constantly with a magnifying glass to kill them. They're a very hardy plant here in the South. So you do not have to have a green thumb to raise tomatoes. So anything easy to grow, it becomes very, very much a part of your meal plan. Yeah, that needs to be, we need to ask Giants to build in perks. We need perks built in for our farmers. After putting so many hours into the game, you get the green thumb perk, which means your crops reach harvesting state at twice the speed of normal, without having to turn the time up. Nobody look, I'm running through the bush. Okay, it's over with. Okay, everybody watching, y'all can now officially have something to gripe about. I'm doing what is considered a no-no. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Depend on the area. That's what I'd have to say. I mean, there's a lot of truck stops. I passed one today, up in Ohio. It's in, I cannot pronounce this name of the town correctly. It's an Indian name, but I'll give it a shot. I call it Wapakoneta? Anyway, it's in Ohio. It's on I-75. It's a TA truck stop. It doesn't seem sketchy, but it's one that's been bought out. It's like an old moms and pops that got bought out by the major corporation for location. It's not real sketchy. No lot lizards that I could tell. Pretty decent restaurant inside, and also they have a fresh deli, which is highly unusual for today's truck stops. But a lot of your bigger truck stops, I try to stay away from the crowds. You know, I wouldn't know how to explain it without being rude and being a Southern gentleman. We were all taught if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing. So, yeah. I just try to stay away from crowds. And there's always crowds in truck stops. The more of a bunch you got, the more likely you are to run into bad apples. Yeah. But now that place there is out in the middle of, it's in between B, F, and E. So it's one of the more stand-up style truck stops, you know, where you can go in there and get a decent meal and this, that, and the other, and not have to worry about the lovely fat dancing girls and the drug dealers knocking on your door at all hours of the night. Truck stops in most metropolitan areas, yeah, you stay away from all the big truck stops if it's a major metro area. It's going to be sketchy, would be a very loose term to use. Yes, between B, F, and E. Exactly. Let's see. Last time I was over in North Carolina, it's been a few years. Used to go over there all the time though. Used to do a lot of Charlotte, a lot of, did a little bit of Raleigh, a little bit of Raleigh-Durham area. There's another place. I think it was called Statesville. That may be in South Carolina. But yeah, it's been a while. Eaton or Roxborough. Roxborough seems to ring a bell. I don't recall it Eaton though. What's Roxborough close to? Either interstate wise or US highway wise or major metro area? What would be close to Roxborough? Because that name sounds familiar. Oh, I thought you were talking about a city, Eaton. I was going to say, you know, Eaton makes puller transmissions too, but... Oh, okay. That may be, I may have just saw a sign for Roxborough. No, I do, on my Nissan and Honda stuff, I do Ohio and Indiana. I've been doing that for like the last 2.5 years. So it's been at least over 2.5 years since I've been over in North Carolina. It's amazing how those parts come from all over the country and go to all different plants all over the country too. It's like our closest Nissan assembly plant for the stuff that I pull is over just north of Jackson, Mississippi. Our closest Honda plant is over at the Alabama-Georgia line. Those are, and I don't go to either one of the plants, I just happen to know where they're at. The parts I pull are the exhaust systems from the cat all the way back to the end pipe. We do those, and I do the pressure plates for the clutches and whatnot. I pull a lot of that too. Now I work with the guy that runs North Carolina. I think it's around Charlotte. I think his load ends in Charlotte and turns around and comes back this way. And he's doing, oh Lord, what's his parts? Can't even remember what his parts are. But I know he goes to Charlotte either once or twice a week. Just straight over, grab parts and come straight back type of thing. I have to zoom chat out. Give me a second. It varies for me from one week to the next. Say on an average day, I'd say about 600 miles on a day. With one week being, one of my weeks is longer than the other. This week I ran my long week. It's a total of like 1,800 miles for the week. I leave home on Monday mornings at about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I get home on Thursday evenings. I have gotten home as early as 6:30 in the evening. The company I've got my truck leased onto, they're getting ready for these electronic logbooks in the trucks. So that's going to put me running a little later type of deal. So this week I only got home at like, I think it was 10:30 our time here, Central Time Zone. So it added a few hours to me. I'm learning that new electronic system. But yeah, on average per day, right around 600 miles. You know, on Monday I run like 694 miles. On Tuesday I run 711. On Wednesday this week I only ran 500 and, what was it, 556, I want to say it is. And then today, coming back down, it was only 400 and something. So if you average it out, you know, roughly about 6, a little more, a little less. It's definitely not for everyone. My mother, bless her heart, she still can't figure out how do you drive that long every day. Or as she would say, I'd get bored. I'd have to stop and see the sights. Oh. But, you know, I enjoyed the job. I was in that generation of kids that grew up. You either wanted to be Bandit or you wanted to be Snowman. So driving a truck was just right up my alley. Oh Lord. Honestly, I just would rather not talk about that. Just, yeah. Next subject. Next subject, please. Oh my Lord, explain Bandit and Snowman. Oh, Smokey and the Bandit. It was a movie back in the 80s, starring Burt Reynolds as the Bandit and Jerry Reed as the Snowman, who was his buddy. They were truck drivers, you know. They were chased by Buford T. Justice. Yeah, you got it. There you go. Yeah, so my generation, we grew up with Bandit and Snowman. Nobody wanted to be Buford T. Justice. Even though Buford's got some of the best lines in that movie, nobody wanted to be him. My favorite line out of that whole movie, he looks at his son and goes, when I get home, I'm gonna slap your mama right in the mouth. There's no way you could be from my loins. That's hilarious. Yeah, hit the wall when you read the chat. That's why we don't text and drive. Oh yeah, we don't call the movie Bandit and Snowman. I'm just saying, you know, my generation, we grew up with Bandit and the Snowman. And you either wanted to be Bandit and drive the fast car and always have the girl, or you wanted to be Snowman and have that awesome looking truck. So, you know, truck driver was just a career move that was a long time in the making. Then again, I guess I could go slightly older than Smokey and the Bandit. I guess I could have wanted to be the Rubber Duck. But he drove a Mack, and Macks are just, they're not pretty trucks. Attention farmers, there is a fence post there. Uh-oh. My killer attack kittens are running around. Dear God. I drive a Kenworth. A T660 model. 2014. And I'll be so happy when it's paid for. Dear God. Oh, I didn't erase that. Oh, that's real bright. I'll blame it on the fence post. I ran into the fence post and that knocked it down. Duh. Come on, JR, get your head together. do 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 do. Well, Brooklyn, I will have to sing your praises. You're my first viewer to stay around this long and actually have decent conversation. I think most of the time I post a stream on here, it turns into being sort of like a vlog. I've noticed they get views, just nobody usually looks at them while I'm on. So I'm getting views. I've actually gotten 14 subs. I'm shocked. It's outstanding. La la la. Ah, power poles right through the field. I love it. Oh, appreciate the sub, man. I think the only other time I've had a conversation with anybody in the chat, I was on here, it was in the middle of the day. Like I said, I'm home most Fridays. It was the middle of the day, nothing to do. I figure, well, I'll jump on there and just goof off for a while. No, let's go ahead and send it out. I was playing around, and I think some guy from, oh, where did he say he was from? I can't even remember where he said he was from now. He was a map maker, though. I remember him saying that. He was taking a break from working on a map and just started looking for live streams at the moment of the game. Just happened to chit chat with me for about 5 or 10 minutes, and on average that's a fair bit amount of time to have somebody in your stream, you know, especially having a talk. Other times I'm just playing. It's recording, broadcasting out in the interwebs, as they call it. Put it out there for posterity. Yeah, look at what our great grandfathers did long time ago. passes the time. So, do you play Farming Sim? Or are you only a spectator? Because I started this. This to me is a reboot of Drumard, and I'm tinkering with the idea. Oh, okay. I'm tinkering with the idea. Simply, I did a little checking around this week. There hasn't been a new map to come out in a while. I'm waiting on the West Coast to come out by Bullet Bill and Oxygen David. FS 16 on tablet or mobile. I had that on my mobile. But I've been waiting on the West Coast to come out, and I got to looking at all the maps that we got right now. And the Lostburg map, I've been searching and searching and searching. Oh, for Xbox One. Okay, I hear you. I haven't seen any console guys. I've seen a couple of PC guys. They didn't do an extended Let's Play on it or anything. They would do 2, at the most 3 broadcasts of it. But I just haven't seen anybody do the Lostburg map. So I got in this evening and I thought, well, I love Drumard. So I'm going to put that on my Tube channel. And like I said, my Tube channel ain't linked to my personal account. I've put, who knows how many hours on this farm here on my personal account. And then decided, well, let's reboot it. Let's put it on the YouTube account. And I figured I'd just test the waters with whoever came in to chit chat tonight in the chat. And more like a chat survey. Just figure out what people liked. I'm definitely contemplating doing the Lostburg map though. Simply because I haven't seen very many people do it on console. I don't know why. It's like it's got the plague or something, you know? I remember downloading it at one time. I remember looking at the map, driving around it. And the one thing I can remember about that map that stuck out at me is it looks too clean. It's just the farmyard itself. It's pristine, you know. I don't know if that turned a lot of people off to it or not, but I didn't play hour 1 on it. I'm definitely thinking it through. I put it up on the Facebook. I've been getting a couple of hits on the Facebook page. So I figure, well, I'm going to put it up there and let it set for about a day. And I'm going to take a look at the comments and see if anybody reads what I posted and makes a comment. if I get a yay or a nay or why that map, you never know what you're going to get when you throw it out there. Ooh, run, kitties, run. God, it must be great to be a cat and just be able to jump things without a care in the world of breaking a hip. Sorry, cats. Sorry, I'm preoccupied. It was a squirrel. It wasn't a squirrel, it was a cat, but still, I squirreled. My only fear is, though, I'll jump into Lostburg, and about the time I get it going, because I only got 3 days. I'm not a normal YouTuber. I don't put a video or a stream out every day. I don't see how those guys do it. Well, yeah, no, I guess I can take that back. I could see how they do it. If I worked a regular 9 to 5 and I came home every night, I could spend an hour on here. That's no big deal. But that's neither here nor there. I got that map I know. I'm just waiting on Giants to approve it. The map's finished. It's done submitted. And I know when that West Coast comes out, I'm going to hit it hardcore. I'm going to be on it every minute I can. I'm going to try to turn it into a multiplayer map, you know? Yeah, that's their job. I get you. Yeah, you know, well, you know, not all of them, that's their job. I know of at least one that's a school teacher, and they've been on their summer break the past 2 weeks. I reckon they go to school year round in England, but oh. I had to stop for a second. I just got a bulletin that it is coming a torrential downpour outside. Our cats have been running around going haywire, and I just thought they were playing with each other. They play chase all the time. No, they're going crazy because we live close to pine trees and we got a tin roof, and right now it sounds like we're being bombarded by artillery shells. I reckon the storm's moving into the Gulf good, ain't it? That sounds like stuff's coming through the roof. Okay, sweetie. Well, if something comes through the roof, make sure to come in here and tell me, because I will not know. Oh, Lord. It's amazing how things happen when you least expect them. Let me check. I'm gonna have to get binoculars for glasses. Okay. Hour and 23 minutes is what I've been going for. Well, I've got quite a bit of grass cut. Not quite as much as I would like to have cut. Yeah, I think that's what we're getting. We're getting some of the grazing of it. It's really, I ran into it today coming through Nashville, Tennessee, and it rained on me from Nashville, Tennessee, all the way. We live maybe 60 or 70 miles north of Birmingham, and it was coming down in sheets of rain. I mean, at times you couldn't see the end I couldn't see the end of my hood. It was coming down so hard. You know, traffic was at a crawl. It's getting rough, but a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning, and but Brooklyn, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being in here, man. It's good to see you. Good to meet you. Um, I'm gonna have to cut it short though. I'm gonna get off of here with it being like this. That way I won't lose any of my thing. While I'm thinking about it, let's hit that save button. I won't lose no progress because around here, when it starts thundering and lightning, you don't know when the power is going to be here, when it ain't. And I hope I'll catch you next time. And you can usually catch me in here on the weekends. I'll do at least one stream, maybe more, man. But for everybody out there that may watch this, thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you saw anything you like, and hit that sub button if you'd be interested in checking it out again. But from the deep south in the U.S., y'all have a good night. Rednecks, JR, and I'm out.